Ken's Think Tank was an idea hatched in my head in 2017. Hi, I'm Ken Collins, the host of Ken's Think Tank, and we're going to take a few minutes to explore this show and what it means to me, our sponsors, our guests, and our viewers.
Come along for the ride in Ken's Think Tank. Ken's Think Tank is made possible by the following sponsors. 505 Cycles proudly serves all types of riders, including new and veteran riders, road and mountain bike aficionados, recreation and transportation cyclists. The 505 community is all about fun and the love of all things bikes.
If you are interested in sponsoring the show, please visit kencollinsmarketing.com and click the Think Tank button and be a part of something really great. If you have something really cool you want to talk about, schedule a Think Tank coffee run. I'll come pick you up, buy you a cup of coffee, and drive you around town. We'll film the whole thing and put you on the show. If you are a fan and just want to help support the show to ensure it stays on the air, you can do so with a tiny monthly support amount as low as $1 a month. Just go to kencollinsmarketing.com and click the Think Tank button. You can sponsor the show, support the show, or be a guest on the show. If you don't want to do any of those things but just love the show anyway, smash the like button every time you see a new episode. That helps more than you know. Seriously, get in your vehicle, strap in, and run over the like button like you're trying to avoid my driving. Smash it! We launched our first episode in April of 2018 with one camera and a really low-budget audio setup. I had no idea what I was doing, so I invited Scott Micklin to be my first guest. I figured if I got stuck, Scott would help me get through the interview.
You've been here forever. You came here in like 1989. Right?
I know. Yeah, the last century.
You know, that's actually when I left.
I won't take that personal, Ken, but okay.
I mean, he is an expert at it.
I want the audience to know that Ken is kidnapping me and we're driving to Mexico. Because I don't think we've turned north yet.
That first episode was followed by Steve Holland and Randy Large, a couple of friends that I could talk into trying this crazy thing with me. With a couple of interviews under my belt, I wanted to feature a big personality, so I reached out to Jenny Lee Ryan, and she chose a great challenge for me as a topic: feminism in pop culture.
Drink more coffee.
More coffee, that's the problem. Not too much coffee! So...
I also had a large Mountain Dew before this, so I'm all riled up.
Nice.
Jamie Church was still at Child Haven and was running the Focus on Farmington coffee events, so we put her on the show. She's now at the Farmington Chamber of Commerce and a regular guest. Jamie's episode was followed by what may be my most important episode. Adam Savage had many reservations about coming on the show and talking about his past struggles with drug addiction and how he overcame those. I talked him into revisiting this painful chapter in his past, and it was a great episode.
And I'm paraphrasing, but it says, "In rock bottom, I found the foundation upon which I would build the rest of my life."
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened for me.
It only recently hit me just how important this episode was when I was approached by a man at Walmart. I didn't know the man, but he told me he knew who I was because he was a fan of the show. He explained that his favorite episode was the one featuring Adam. He told me that episode changed his life. He watched it while he was also struggling with drug addiction, and Adam's story helped him turn his life around.
I think the most important thing that about my getting away from those behaviors is that I can be an example for other people.
He said that episode literally changed his life. That conversation with a stranger at Walmart will remain in my head as a constant reminder that this is not just a show. The 6th show we ever produced completely changed the life of at least one person for the better, and that means the world to me. This is something that provides meaning for our viewers. That meaning can range from a fun and silly break from life to an in-depth look into the story of an individual or an organization to life-altering revelations. Following Adam's episode, we featured Kurt Walters while he was in town because, hello, it's Kurt Walters, the super famous artist.
And we're talking about Jerry Seaton.
Right.
She's been around a long time.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who she is. So,
of course.
So
yeah.
up here, I am Jerry's brother.
Right.
And,
Jerry's brother.
And in Sedona, I am Miranda's father. So I have to leave town to get to have my own identity.
Where you don't have some relative that you belong to.
Yeah, I know.
And you can be the world-renowned artist that you are.
We had Carol May talking about the Connie Mack World Series, Linda Rogers talking about the Farmington City Council, and Rob Rocket talking about his art. I made a new friend in Punch Buck when he asked to come on the show and talk about his work with young men. And I got to fly a plane with Clay Jakeaway to wrap up our first season. Yeah, you should have been very afraid that day. If my driving makes you nervous, imagine me with control of an airplane.
That's it, man. You're getting your first instructions right here. Cool. I just made a circle. Just made a circle. Just kind of spin around this thing. Elman Shipwreck. At 140 miles an hour. Speaking of work, some of us have to think about going to work. So, this is my work. I know.
We got a couple more cameras to add to the mix and opened season 2 with Justin Hunt and his son. Justin told me during this interview I was really good at this.
Don't sell yourself short on your interview capabilities because you're just real likable and you do a great job with your interviews.
Thanks.
So, yeah, be proud of that.
Right on.
Be proud of that because you make people want to engage and you make people want to watch, eh?
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
The guy who makes award-winning documentaries is telling me that I'm really good at interviewing people? But how can this be? I'm just a guy chatting with people in a moving vehicle. I've tried to honor Justin's compliment ever since. The Zia Chicks sang some songs on the show, which remain our most popular podcast episodes by far, and gave me the most favorite version of Fix You by Coldplay.
Tears stream down your face and lights will guide you home.
Yeah, I like it better than Coldplay's version. Mario Bernardoni gave me my biggest laughs ever. I don't know how I made it through that interview. It seems like this is how the entire episode went.
Oh my God. I don't know. We just watched the whole thing. Yeah, the coffee. Wait, is that the name of the show? Like you know, I don't know. Like elves, they could probably work these things. Shoot, I'm in trouble. This whole setup is magic. Why am I in the car getting a coffee? This is out of my routine. I'm still ready for another double espresso. It actually slows me down. Double espresso? I don't want to go to sleep. Exactly.
My brother Brian Collins tried to give me a heart attack in his Mustang race car.
Don't kill us. 140. Holy.
Luke Renner did some yo-yo tricks in the truck. Not an easy task.
That right there is a yo-yo trick in the car. Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
And T. Greg Marion told me this was the coolest interview he had ever done.
What a fun way to do an interview.
Right?
Well, it's fun to just drive around and drink coffee and visit. It feels more like you're visiting than it is being interviewed.
I'll take it. I put the mayor, Nate Duckett, in the truck and drove him around town and traveled to Albuquerque to film Steve Stucker. Season 3 came along, and we were in the zone. We had lots of local favorites on the show. I made more friends, and I got to top off the season with Quentin Aaron, best known for his role as Big Mike in the movie The Blind Side. Quentin is a really funny guy. He lives in Bernalillo now, and he's an executive at a production company.
I got beat up by a girl one time in the 3rd grade. Not one of my proudest moments. And I think she was like left back 3 times. I think she's been in prison. She looked like she be doing push-ups and pull-ups in the schoolyard. You know, that was Baby D from Next Friday. Chick was on. She was the star linebacker on the football team.
Quentin is my most famous guest to date, but I still view every guest we feature as a bona fide celebrity.
I feel kind of felt like a celebrity.
Season 4 came along, and we had much better sound equipment, and we were ready to rock and roll with an even better season. 4 shows in, we had to shut the show down, just like every other business in 2020. Ken's Think Tank is one of the most fun things I spend my time with. It started as a fun thing to try. It grew into a passion project, and now it's an integral part of my life. I love to spend an hour with my guests and uncover their story, or help a nonprofit get the word out. My guests tell me that I make them feel really comfortable. Not an easy thing to do since I'm the one driving. Also not easy because the first thing I do is stick a mic on them and strap them into a seat with no way to escape while 3 cameras stare at them. Our audience continues to grow, and I'm always approached by people I never knew before that tell me they are fans of the show. I always find joy in those interactions when strangers want to meet me because they've been following the show. Because Ken's Think Tank is a web series talk show, our episodes continue their lifespan long after their initial release date. People are still discovering our first episodes from seasons 1 and 2. And our sponsors are still benefiting from those episodes. Our sponsorship opportunity is a temporary investment for a permanent effect. We try to produce meaningful, positive content that makes our little corner of the world a better place. We will continue that dedication to our guests, to our viewers, and to our sponsors. And to our sponsors, guests, and especially our viewers, thank you so much for taking this ride with us. But don't unbuckle just yet. Season 5 is already in progress and will continue this journey for the foreseeable future. And to our sponsors, guests, and especially our viewers, thank you so much for taking this ride with us. But don't unbuckle just yet. Season 5 is already in progress and will continue this journey for the foreseeable future. Don't forget, if you are interested in sponsoring the show, please visit kencollinsmarketing.com and click the Think Tank button and be a part of something really great. If you have something really cool you want to talk about, schedule a Think Tank coffee run. I'll come pick you up, buy you a cup of coffee, and drive you around town. We'll film the whole thing and put you on the show. If you're a fan and just want to help support the show to ensure it stays on the air, you can do so with a tiny monthly support amount as low as $1 a month. Just go to kencollinsmarketing.com and click the Think Tank button. You can sponsor the show, support the show, or be a guest on the show. If you don't want to do any of those things but just love the show anyway, remember to smash the like button every time you see a new episode. That helps more than you know. I mean, hit it hard. Make it feel like it was just hit by a bus. And watch for our new live in-studio talk show called Shop Talk with Ken that should finally launch this year in 2021.